What's up, people? Cypher here. Now, welcome back to Lost Crusade. We've just been given an update to the second season of a Maelstrom Warzone. So, thought I'd quickly go through the updates as to what's going to be changed or updated, and also possibly a few maybe tips from myself just to sort of throw out there in terms of preparing for this coming season of the Maelstrom. Crow's going to be introduced, and he's obviously going to be, if you played in season 1 of the Maelstrom, Sylvissa was released and she was given out in certain areas as an exclusive hero for it. So I can only guess that Crow's going to be the same. Let's get to point 2 innit, because that's like probably the most popular one right now, and where people are kind of going, oh, we need to do this one quick. Like I've seen so many people trying to figure out how long it's going to take to create tier 10s, and so they're literally judging right now how long it's going to take them to do it, and some of them have already wavered up and thought, well, this isn't going to be feasible until halfway, if not later on, part of the Maelstrom, you know. So it's crazy. And there's also other little questions about this T10 creation that I'm curious about. In the last wording that we had in terms of the information that came through about T10, they stated that after the Maelstrom, T10s will act as the other troops do. So does that mean that if I create 10,000 T10 of each tier through the Maelstrom, and then don't use a single one, just evade everybody, put a bubble up or whatever, you know, just for scientific purpose, and then we get through the Maelstrom and I come out to the other side, does that mean then I've got T10 in my base? And then if I use them, they're gone forever until the next Maelstrom. Like, this is a bit of, just because of the wording of the previous introduction to T10 troops, it did state certain features that could make it potentially available after Maelstrom. It's just that you can't train troops in normal sectors. You can only do it in the Maelstrom. T10 troops, they should be available mid-season of Maelstrom. So there you go, mid-season we should have some crazy serious fights going on, because they got like, T9s are a power of 800, T10s are a power of 1200. It's a big difference. So it's going to be bedlam about halfway through. They can be unlocked and trained with new resources obtained from certain buildings in the Maelstrom Warzone. Enhancement parts. Okay, so it seems we have to find buildings to collect enhancement parts to further ourselves to unlock the ability to create T10, which should be available by mid-season. Number 3, new unit tech. Make new achievements in researching new technologies to improve your troops' combat abilities. Oh, okay. So you can buff your little army up a bit more using new branches of tech, I guess. New troop building. Forging Hall is the place where Adeptus Mechanicus conduct the highest blessing of Omnissiah rituals for sacred war machines. Upgrade this facility to unlock level 10 units. Every 10 levels, Forging Hall will grant you 1 enhancement point, which can be used to unlock one of tier 10 troops. So you've got to create a building to unlock tech to get your troops, it seems. Wow. 5. New star map resources, enhancement parts. This is the stuff for the T10, innit? Obtained in the Maelstrom Warzone, enhancement parts are used to upgrade Forging Hall. So that's what you want the parts for. You upgrade the Forging Hall. New game mode. Chaos Fortress. Make encounter with different levels of Chaos Trials. Multiple Chaos Fortresses will appear on this star map. Each of them will have a certain active range. Shall any battle bars reside within the Chaos Fortress radius, a group of Chaos Forces will spawn at regular intervals to attack it. Wow, they could just like appear next to you and then bombard you. That's amazing. Now we've got new features. Let's go for the new features. There's going to be a new interface, A preview page will be added before the beginning of every new season of Maelstrom Warzone to display the new season content. Okay, so nowadays we're going to have a pre-page that's going to try and clearly explain all the changes and possible updates or whatnot. B. An achievement page will be added after the second season of Maelstrom Warzone ends to display information about the top 3 alliances of the event. Cool, so I guess that just stays there indefinitely and rolls over each season. C. Mild event UI optimizations. Role display. Commander's role obtained in Fort Obsidian will now be displayed in original star map and all march queues. And on Battle Barge in Maelstrom Warzone, you'll be labeled. Ooh. 3. New Maelstrom Warzone sector skills. Sector skills may be used to grant benefits to all commanders participating in the event. Sector skills are activatable only by Supreme Protectors and can be used after unlocking relevant sector technologies. Their effects can be enhanced after upgrading relevant technologies. Oh wow, this is sounding crazy, isn't it? Minimum power requirements. Now you have to be a Battle Barge level 25 or higher and have at least 1 million power to enter. Ooh, that's interesting to see if you zero them in there. Are they now in a bit of a catch-22? That's a funny one to think about, isn't it? 5. Sector warps. Available at the end of Maelstrom Warzone Season 2. At the end of the second season of Maelstrom Warzone, you will be able to use elite navigators to move your battle barge to another sector of your choice. The stronger you are, the more elite navigators you will need to complete the procedure. There are some requirements to make the warp jump, which we will share with you later. Event rules were optimized to make sure they are simpler and clear. We have listed out the main differences between your original sector and Maelstrom Warzone star map. Cool. Tool tip optimizations. Maelstrom Warzone achievements will be permanently displayed in Lost Crusade. Cool. So that is all the update we've got for Season 2 right here. However, let's go into game. Right, so now we're in the game. One thing I would straight away say when it comes to the Maelstrom, you want to just save most things right now as soon as you get given a date. So yeah, November the 8th is when it's going to start, because now you've got a set time right there. You know, when you actually go into this place, there's going to be a certain amount of things you're going to be needing to do. In Season 1, the first thing you had to do is just build your power up, train troops up, essentially work your way up the chaos, because it started at 1. Or you were gaining rewards from 1, like you do in the normal sector. When you start off on chaos, you work your way up, and each one you hit, you get rewards for it. But it then unlocks the next one for you until you get to the final one, which was 60, I think, in the Maelstrom. So you really want to save your AP right now. You want to save speed ups. Speed ups for everything, I'd say. I wouldn't even be particular for it, because there's a lot of random missions that appear through the Maelstrom as well, which will use your speed ups. Yeah, so it's always just right now, don't use your speed ups, don't use AP cards, just hold things like this. Resources, I'd say use them if you need to, because they're quite you just need a couple of hours of farming in the sector. Just go farm dead bases and you'll be able to bring yourself a nice amount of RS in. So that's a little bit easier to bring back for yourself. But speed ups are really hard to come by, especially if you've just burnt all yours out. You're not really going to be able to speed up much. You want days of speed up, if not weeks, if not months. So speed ups are pretty darn important. I'd also rack up on random warps right now, because they were really useful in the Season 1, just for jumping back between the sectors. It helped, because there's events that you could only do in the sectors, i.e. salvage wreckage. So you'd have to warp back to do that, to warp back over to Maelstrom to do Maelstrom. So saving items like that would do. Train T1 to T6s, right? Most people will just train their higher tiers, because that's what you're using for fighting, and they are usable for fighting, they work. in the Maelstrom, you don't want to be just wasting your fighting troops all the time. And training troops, especially low troops like T1s, T2s and stuff like that, are really, really quick. So through a single day, if not a couple of days, of just milling over T1s, you can actually accumulate a huge amount. So it's best to train your T1 to 4s in the daytime, because they're easier to come through or to roll through. And then on the night time, when you know you're not going to be playing for a while, sleepy time, then I would train T7 above. That way, it should be a bit easier for you in terms of creating, but you need that small tier wall as well as the big tiers. You need to be making the small tiers as well. There are also several events within the actual Maelstrom that just offload recall stuff. So don't necessarily be unloading everything in your recall store right now. You know, it is tempting and all, but I would say just go for your bare essentials, if not a little bit of luxury, and try and keep some stuff, because if this season of Maelstrom is anything like the last season, we had a window of where you had to donate, the sector had to donate resources, including crystals. And then the second part to that was donating whatever you had in your items. There was loads of options, and it included hero fragments and all kinds of stuff. And you had to donate those, and that gave you points. And those points you could spend in a redeemable shop, which gave you Sylvissa. So I'm only expecting Crow to be in that shop if that shop is there. And in all fairness, if that's the case, you really want to be saving your stuff and not using it in the recall store right now, or there's a certain event that comes through that takes unused items also. You might want to refrain from using that for now, just so that when the season 2 of Maelstrom comes through, you're somewhat prepared to use stuff for that mission. Well, I hope this has been useful, helpful for anyone. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I haven't actually spoke about that you think I need to speak about. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment if you'd like to. Much appreciated if you do. Bless up!